What's up, guys? My name is Justin. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back on Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed. We are rejoining the Golden Era tournaments, and today we have a biggie. We have the Rally of Western Europe, which is going to be all cars pre-1980. We'll talk about that in a second. Massive $38,000 entry fee, but a $400,000 prize. That's right. Today we have 9 races. It's going to take us quite a while, so this is going to be far and away the longest video of the playthrough so far, but I'm excited for it. Yeah, it's going to be great. Going to have to be very precise. Going to have some tricky sections. First time visiting Auvergne for us. First time visiting Autobahn, and unfortunately we have to start at Schwarzwald. But it should be a lot of fun regardless, so I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully you enjoy it as well. If you do enjoy it, make sure you drop that like and sub down below so you don't miss anything from Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed, iRacing Camaro content, track day content, anything else we do. But let's jump right into it today. We have to pick something pre-1980, which kind of narrows it down a little bit for us because I mentioned at the end of the last video we could drive the Moby Dick, but I realized the limitation with this is not only is it very expensive to repair, it's going to be very specialized to like circuit driving. And while that worked out for us in the past with the 550 and some of the classic, the classic tournaments and stuff, I don't really want to go this route because I think it's kind of a limited car. I really don't want to drive a 930 911 turbo because I hated that and it was awful and it was the bane of my existence to try to keep that car from absolutely killing me. So I think we're going to go with our good old trusty Carrera RS 2.7 today. Last time we drove this, it was white, but it's purple now because I realized only like 3/4 of my cars were purple, and I didn't really have a good reason for that. But we're going to go with this today. We're going to see how it works out. Again, if it doesn't work out, maybe we'll change cars, but we're going to start with this. So first of 9 races, it's going to be quite the haul, quite the hike. So make sure you strap in. Make sure you have a nice drink, a snack. If you need to pause and use the restroom or take a nap in the middle of this, I understand, but hopefully you enjoy it. There's our guy with our ridiculous face once again. And let's get right to it. So starting from the tail of the grid as usual. Kind of a mixed up grid here actually. Not sure what's up with that, but poor Paris has showed up in a 356. That's a brave choice. Steele's in a 914. That's an even braver choice, I think. I've already passed a couple. That's good. Cannot remember in the slightest if this included Dylan's in a 356 also. That's another brave choice. So we're going to see a mixed up finishing order, it looks like here, just based on the cars selected by the people around us. There's a turbo up here, the green car. We'll sneak right to the left of that. It's Amazon. And up in the lead is Leadfoot, so we're going to have a different car chase than usual. No idea what this encounters. No idea if there are traffic cars. A lot of these have had traffic cars, but not all. Again, this is a rally, no points, so we're going to have to try to maximize every single second on the race course here to try to open up some gaps. But that makes it fun. If something does go wrong, you do have opportunity to rebound. It looks like Leadfoot is in another Carrera RS 2.7, so like for like battle, we're going to go right around this outside. I think I have very minor upgrades on this car from the last time we drove it. I don't remember what exactly, but it's definitely not bone stock, but that's okay. Hopefully it will just give us enough of an advantage to have a nice, calm, relaxing race here. Schwarzwald, we've driven plenty, especially in the last like 3 episodes straight, I think, but should be a lot of fun. I know we go to Alps at some point. We've driven that a lot recently as well. I love the Alps, though. There we go. Chuck it right in there. Lemon squeezy. So yeah, this is going to be a long one. I'm probably going to go on some different rambles talking about various things that have nothing to do with what's going on. But to start out, I hope you all are having a wonderful day today. I hope it's a great springtime day for you. Hope the weather is nice wherever you are in the world. And I hope you're enjoying me try not to panic over the course of these 9 races. We're off to a fantastic start here. Again, some of that is car choice. Dylan, Backlash, Parise, Steele, all with some interesting car choices going with 356s or 914s. Those are definitely brave choices. Thankfully, we don't appear to have any traffic here in this one, so that's going to be very helpful so that we don't have to worry about going around a corner blind and absolutely smashing into a rock-solid stationary object at 110 miles an hour. That's always very helpful. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I am always excited to get back to playing this game and having some fun with this. It's a very nice car to drive. I like this car much more than I like the 930 911 Turbo. That may be a controversial opinion, but at least on this game it handles much better. It's much more smooth to drive. I feel like I can control it better. 930 may be faster. I don't actually know if that's true or not, but it is a very fast car. But for my taste and the way I like to drive and how I make lap time with trying to be smooth, it's too sketchy. It's too out of control, which of course it had a reputation for as the Widowmaker in real life. But that certainly carries over towards this game also. So through the little grassy knoll part, whatever, we're going to have a couple more corners here. We're going to have a waterfall on the right, as I've said a million times. And again, I think this is basically the 4th video in a row we might be driving this track. Here's our waterfall, very beautiful. And we'll just have a couple more slight turns here, and then a right-hand hairpin to the finish, and we will be one race down already. It's going to be a nice margin of victory, a great gap, so we're going to have a great start towards winning this rally. Of course, it's all about cumulative time. We're not going to have any worries about points or anything like that. We're not going to have a 1-point advantage leaving this. We're going to have a 12-second advantage, for example. So very happy with that. Race 1 in the books. Went very well. Our guide's ridiculous head. So yeah, I see Carrera S Targa. 911 Turbo Amazon, I'm surprised, did very poorly. He got beaten by a 914, which is absolutely blasphemous. Unless Amazon just absolutely wrecked, there's no way he should have lost to a 914, but I digress. We'll worry about that in another life. Yeah, that was interesting. So now we head to Auvergne, which is a very interesting track. We have not seen it yet in this playthrough. I really do enjoy this track. It's a good track. It's very technical. It's very tight, very specific. This is probably the easiest track to get lost on, just because when you're running through the caves and stuff, it's very hard to see where you're supposed to be going. But the key, I guess, is basically we're going to start down here on the left side, take this first run through here. There's a tunnel that rejoins us over here, and I think that's how we end up where we need to go. But again, if we get a little bit lost in this, not the end of the world. The key, don't lose too much time, don't crash, nothing crazy, and we'll go with that. So hopefully it goes pretty straightforward. I don't want to get too lost or too dead. We did see this track a couple of times on the factory driver mode way back in parts 1, 2, and 3, but it's been quite a while, so excited for this. Very excited for Autobahn as well. That's a very fun track. Don't remember that track either as far as which route is exactly the fastest, but excuse me, hopefully we can figure that out as we get there. The tunnel, how could I forget the tunnel? Again, I don't remember basically at all where we're going, so if I'm a little bit too cautious, forgive me. Don't want to die. I do know that the fastest route here is to go left here immediately. Where this leads us, I don't have the slightest idea. It looks like most of the AI cars are going to follow us through here. Don't touch the fire hydrant. We'll go left here at the crossroads. Again, don't remember exactly where this goes. Looks like a lot of the AI cars came with us. A little bit of a slide there for me. I'm actually going to just hit the wall there for absolutely no reason. Trying to be too cautious. We definitely gave up some time to the cars right behind us. Looks like they might hit something there in the road behind us, or in the tunnel, I should say. Wing that up to second with Leadfoot behind now. We have a little bit of car damage. Car does steer to the right just a touch. This is a very tight corner. Don't want to hit the wall there. Thankfully we don't. Across the road here. Again, tight left-hand corner. Another switch back here. A little bit of an S-curve. Very tight left-hander here. Over a little bit of a crest apparently. Back to the right. Slight wall touch. Actually a big wall touch there after I bounced off the left-hand wall. But we made it. We survived through the caves and the tunnels of the underground of wherever this is, probably France or something. Back to the left. A lot of these buildings stick out slightly further than the grass, like out onto the thing there, so gotta be careful of that. We leave the castle entrance or the city, so we're about probably 60% of the way through. There is quite a lot more to this end of the track than you think there is. It goes on for quite a while compared to the beginning where you're basically right into the city. We're going to have some ancient ruins that we go past here on the side, just a couple corners. And then after that is when we'll reach the final chunk and then the finish line. So here are some of the ruins. Again, I've never been exploring out there to the left to see what's out there, but that's okay. Down the hill nicely. Carrying good speed. Don't want to go too terribly fast and lose control, but we're in good shape. More ruins here. Gonna be on the other side of this little ancient city, whatever this is here as well. We're a little bit wide there, but we managed to corral it okay. And the final chunk of the track here. Very tight corner here. Another waterfall. This game just loves waterfalls for whatever reason, but that's okay. It is very pretty. There we go. Slide a little bit wide, but we're still good. Keep control of it, Justin. And back to the left. And we should be just about to finish now, if I remember correctly. There it is. Finish line. We have a nice margin of victory. Not sure exactly what it's going to be. Hopefully about 20 seconds or so. 23 seconds, just about. So good margin. Once again, Leadfoot ends up second again in this one. Maintains second overall in the rally. Again, Amazon, the 911 Turbo, loses to the 914. I don't know what Steele's got whipped up in that 914, but he needs to. I don't know what's up with that, but he needs to get his life together. That's just embarrassing for him. Anyways, we are going to have some repairs here. Only just about 700 bucks, not too bad. We're through probably the most difficult two tracks for me. Obviously, we're going to have to deal with the Alps and the Autobahn here later on, but those are the two that I was worried about really screwing up and getting a bunch of damage and falling behind. So good that we got those out of the way. Now we go to Côte d'Azur. Raced here plenty over the time. Again, we get to start at the front, which is great. Just got to be mindful to jump here right at the beginning of the track. Don't damage the car. We know we have the pace to compete right at the front and make this a pretty straightforward race. We just got to keep the car clean, stay out of trouble, not get lost, which we shouldn't get lost on any of these tracks. Just got to get through it. Again, no damage is going to be the key. This is a very steep jump here for absolutely no reason. There's no reason this jump needs to be this crazy, but it is, so we're going to have to brake, manage the air time, manage the angle that we hit this jump at. Just make sure we don't damage the car for sure. No damage, thankfully. We lost a whole bunch of time to the cars behind. Look at the run they have here, but Leadfoot's going to get past us. That's okay, still early. Not breaking the car there was the key. Try to go around the outside, turn to the inside here, which we managed to do. Sneak up the inside. Wasn't sure if there was contact there or not. It seemed like it, but not entirely sure. But we do get back to the point, so now we can start to flex our muscles and pull away a little bit here at the front, which is great. Jump onto the boardwalk, which saves us a little bit of time in this direction. Still not exactly sure why it doesn't work quite the same in the other direction. Maybe it's an AI programming thing. But now we're in good shape. We can start to try to run away a little bit. All the hazards have been avoided. A couple tunnel runs, a couple of tighter corners, a couple of not so tight corners, but a little bit out of shape there, but we managed to gather it back up and corral it. Amazon, if you see there on the timing score, is for the first time in front of Steele somehow. I don't know how that's even a thing I had to say, but he's ahead for now. A lot of sweeping twisty bits. Don't want to overdrive these tighter corners here as I overdrive a tighter corner. Another big slide, we're offline. We managed to gather that up also. Open this section up just a little bit, switch back to the right. But we don't need big chunks. Obviously, we have the time lead by 30 seconds or so. I forget exactly, but we don't need to be making up huge chunks of time, but every little bit we can add on makes it a little bit safer for us for the next event. So we're in good shape here. Nice little dab of the brakes to make sure nose gets in. Straighten this out. One more double left-hander here. And then we will come down to the nice little valley and have our finish. So there's the finish line. Race number 3 of 9 in the books. We're a third of the way done. Success so far. Not quite the lap record. Probably could have chased it more with taking a little bit more liberty with some wall taps and stuff, but that's okay.
You won the race.
We did win the race. That's the key. That's the important bit. Very happy with that. We have now just about a 49-second lead. Just missed the lap record so far here, but that's all right. On to race number 4 at Corsica. Good fun event. Really like this event, actually. And we are ready to go. Here we go.
3, 2, 1, go!
Go, as Murray Walker would say. Go, go, go. A good start on the inside line there from Leadfoot. Draw next to us, but hopefully we can swing around him here and maintain this lead in this left-hander with the wide entry. We do indeed. Good grip. Another fun track. Oh, you heard it bottom out there that time. Big contact on the front, but thankfully no damage. Not sure why that one didn't do any damage, but that's okay. We're good. That's all that matters. We will, of course, jump into the famous Corsica shortcut coming up here. Obviously, we have to be very careful through there, but it will save us some good time. So, here we go. It says do not enter, but pretty much this whole logic of this game is do not enter, if you think about it. But very good speed. Nice and slow, nice and patient. All good. Shoot out the other side. Use some acceleration. I think there's a chance that we beat Paris, Backlash, Dillon, etc. Some of those guys at the tail end of this field with their slower cars. At the end of this rally, I think we might beat them by like 10 minutes, which is nuts. But actually, probably could be more than that if we're 30 seconds or so ahead of Leadfoot each race, roughly, very roughly. That's going to be, 6 or 7 minutes there to Leadfoot. He's going to probably end up second, so we might be 15 or 20 minutes ahead of Paris, Backlash, Dillon by the end of this. We'll just have to wait and see how that plays out. I didn't even think about that, but could be an absolute domination of a rally event here for one of the longer events in the playthrough, which I'd be perfectly fine with. Lift over the crest here, make sure we don't get too much error there. We don't. Still good. Very fun circuit. A little hop there, no harm. Just a lift to get the nose in there. Nice lift to get the nose in here for this wide corner. Nice little break before the hairpins to make sure everything stays stable and settled. Ran a little bit wide there, but we're still good. Nice and hard on the brakes to make sure we roll through these hairpins. We should make up a lot of time through the hairpins. The AI still really struggles through the hairpins for whatever reason with the coding in this game. It's a nice big gap, still not even appearing on the mini-map there for the AI cars, so that's good for us. Big gaps, just a couple of quick switchback corners here. Just make sure we get through them smoothly, and we will be done with Corsica. There we go, straighten out, pretty easy, pretty simple. So, good performance there again. Very good performance again. About 26 more seconds there, and we beat Paris by over a minute. So, yep, good success. We're already about 4 minutes and 20 seconds or so up on Paris. So, good gaps, good performance so far. Great first half of this. We got 4 down, 5 to go. Normandy next. Don't think we got any damage there. We indeed did not. So that's a big success. Perfect to see. On to Normandy, the very first track. We are driving this in reverse now from the way that it was first presented to us, but that's okay.
3, 2, 1, go!
See if we can touch that 234. I don't think we will. I set that in like a 911 GT1 on like my first test run when I first got the game going, just to make sure everything worked. But who knows? Perhaps we could do all right there. Nice flowing track, obviously the beginner track, very easy. No drama, we just gotta be careful over the hay jump. We've seen Dillon screw it there a number of times. We just gotta not do that. We will jump in this shortcut here. I just think we have good grip. Seemingly this car can probably make more ground than we could at maximum speed around the other bit. Which is fine. Leadfoot may have taken that outer loop just based on how things look, so that'll probably save us a little bit of time here. Open up this corner entry so we can try to cut it in. Just a little bit of lift to get the nose to point. Exit hard. Very well done. Very happy with that. So we now have a good gap back to the cars behind. Nothing too dramatic. A jump coming up here around about one more corner. Car very well sorted, very planted. Here's our hay jump. We'll brake nice and early, make sure we get everything slowed down and stopped and not worry about bouncing off into nowhere. Very well composed through there. Open up our steering, brake a little bit to make sure we can get the car to swing to the right to get through the shortcut, which we do beautifully. A couple of little crests here that we may get some air on in this car. Not that one, thankfully. May get some air on this one, so we'll probably just lift off since there's a corner coming up. We do. Just roll through there, make sure we don't die. A little bit of a touch, take out a sign. Hopefully the local ordinance doesn't mind too terribly much. Big air there, wasn't really expecting that much air. Oh, and there. So we're all out of sorts, but we gather it back up. Thankfully, didn't plow into a wall. There we go, swing in there, nice grip, awesome. Cut that as close as I dare. Still chasing every second, of course. Anything can happen, a lot can go wrong in these races just with a simple mistake or a game issue or a freeze or who knows what happens. A traffic car, or not traffic car, an AI car. So a lot can happen, so you want to chase every single second, even though we have a nice commanding lead through now 5 races. Final corner in Normandy. A little bit sloppy last corner, honestly, but we'll come through, take a victory, just about 19 seconds off the track record, which is pretty good considering that was, again, 911 GT1, so happy with that.
You won the race.
We did indeed, thank you very much. We have about a minute 40 gap now, about, what is that, 6 minutes, 15 seconds or so back to Paris. Second best time, beat all the other lap times by quite a margin, actually, and pretty good up against the 911 GT1, happy with that. On to the Autobahn, another brand new track. No idea what the preferred route is for any of this. I don't remember any of this at all as far as what route is best. We're just going to have to wing it and hope for the best. Obviously, I plan to be in the front and leading through the charge, so we're going to learn as we go. If it's wrong, but hopefully we're still fast enough to be at the front. And yeah, we'll just have to play it by ear, so... Don't remember, hopefully it comes to me as we go. And we're underway. I just remember that it's very wet, can be very slippery, and that at the beginning we have to take the first exit bit because it's shorter by quite a margin. So hopefully I don't screw this up too badly. I love this track, or loved it I guess back when I was a kid, so always good here. We'll stay to the left to make sure we get on the shorter route here. Slide out a little bit wide, don't touch the wall though, thank goodness. Alright, do we go left or right or straight? I guess we're gonna go left. Try this. Okay. That was a choice. We have seen Autobahn before in the playthrough, of course, back in the factory driver time, but make sure we don't fly into the wall there. We don't. Seems pretty straightforward, easy. Cool. Don't remember which way we're supposed to go. We'll just go right here. Okay. We're learning. Just because I know it in this direction doesn't mean anything, because the other direction is the one that's going to be the scary one, so. It's all good. We're still alive. We're learning. This one is pretty straight, so we'll just stick to the right. Rejoin. I think that's all the splits other than the very end of the track. There is like a mock toll booth here at the end of the circuit coming up here before too terribly long. That can be a little bit tricky if you're not ready for it. And then in the tunnel there are very high curbs and some big bollards that you can run through. I guess we'll go left again to the short route. I have no idea if I should be taking any of these tunnels or not. Not the biggest deal in the world either way, but we'll go this way for today. Carry a lot of speed, 140. It really is the Autobahn if we're up to 150 here. Some pre-1980s equipment. There's the crossover again with the other route. All the way up to our 160 top speed. Don't remember what this is like, so again, we'll just brake here nice and early, try to make sure we don't die like that. We're good. We got some air. I think the car just loaded very strangely because that's what happens in this old game. It does weird things. Listen to these voices here as we go through the tolls, though. I don't know what that is in German, or what, I assume it's German. I don't know what that is in English, sorry. But if you do know German, let me know what they say at the toll booth. I've always wondered that, and I tried looking it up, but I couldn't quite tell even what they said in German, so I couldn't just like Google Translate it, especially since that wasn't really a thing 20 years ago when I played this. But through the tunnel we make it. We don't touch any of the curbs or die, and up to the finish line. A really good performance. Really happy with that. Really fun to get back at the Autobahn track. And that's another victory, and we're down to 3 races to go. A pretty good lap time also, so happy with that performance.
You place first.
We did, thank you very much. Leadfoot does not end up second in this one. We have just over, again, I find it a little bit hard to believe I'm at 1850 exactly, but that's okay. But we have just over a 2-minute gap back to Leadfoot, so didn't see our lap time there because I clicked through it, but we're 3rd best lap time it looks like ever there. 2200 for that left rear hit. That's pretty pricey, but that's okay. Only Pyrenees, Alps, and Zone Industrial left to go. Do we visit all the tracks in this rally, this tournament? I don't even know, other than Monte Carlo, obviously. Maybe we do, I don't know. Either way, we're 6 down, 3 to go, 2-minute lead. This one should be pretty straightforward. We know this track well. Alps I love. Alps is wonderful. Just gotta survive the really snowy bit, the slippery bit in the beginning. I can't remember if it was last episode or the one before with the 914 that we just about died on the frozen lake there. I think it was the 944 last time out. So we gotta be careful around the lake to not die and end up backwards and just spinning our wheels on the frozen water. And then Zone Industrial, 100% confidence I can go in there and win. Not just because of the success we've had in this tournament, or the fact that the car is great, or the fact that I know apparently the superior route with that back-end shortcut thing. I just love the track. I'm very good there. I could sleep through that track. I could do it with my eyes closed damn near. But we get to keep our eyes open today, thankfully. This car has been phenomenal. I don't know what is done to it. I think it's just, again, brakes and slicks, and maybe we did engine upgrades on this. I don't know, but it's been spectacular. Handles like a dream. Love it. Much better than that dastardly 930 turbo. I mean, it's just, car is great, I'm sure, and someone that's really skilled or does car steps for this game, probably going to whip around in that thing, but as someone just driving the baseline sets with whatever upgrades we may need, very, very difficult, very frustrating to drive and try to drive quickly, so we're not going to bother. But it gives us another excuse to drive this wonderful car, which I really do love. This car is awesome. Obviously, in real life now, these days, this car is like $1 million plus. Makes sense. It's a beauty. It's a classic. And obviously they've done a lot of tribute versions and remakes and stuff in recent years of this car, so yeah, I think this might, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I am not a Porsche historian by any means, but this might have been the first RS car. I don't know the answer to that actually, but, or maybe the first RS production car. I mean, maybe they had race cars that were RSs, like the 908, something like that. I really don't know, so tell me what you think if you know, but just a wonderful car. Great RS car, regardless of if it's the first or not. Through that section, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. A little bit of a bump here, a little bit more of a jump. This one, we survived just fine. Brakes there just to make sure we get through this tighter section without carrying 150 miles an hour. All good, about 4 more corners here. Roll through there just fine. Don't touch the sticky out bits of scenery, please, and thank you. It'll be close to a lap record. I don't think we're quite going to get it. We may. Got about 5 seconds to get around this last corner. It'll be very close. We'll just keep our foot in it. Not going to be a record, but just about 3/4 of a second off the record. Don't know what the record is, but good performance. We gained another 23 seconds on Leadfoot in that one. Very close between he and Wingnut. Steele in the 914 beats Amazon again. How is that possible? What a disaster for Amazon today. And Parise and Dylan have been right at the back. What a struggle. Hopefully Backlash can overtake Dylan. It'd be kind of funny to see Dylan and Parise 7th and 8th. But we have now a 2-minute and 24-second lead. We don't beat Proby, whoever that is. Looks like my previous best was also in this car, which is encouraging. But hey, that's part of it. We'll go on to the Alps. Don't think we got any damage in that one either. We did not. Alps and Zone Industrial, pretty great two-track combination to end this thing off. That would be one heck of an ending to a real-life tournament if they came to two tracks like this. But feel comfortable, obviously, about where we are, not just with the gap, but the tracks. Go, 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 indeed. I didn't even bother looking at which direction we're going, so we may have the... I think we're going forwards in this one, so I think we have the hairpins coming up at the start and then the split route at the end, if I was paying attention, because I think that we start out in much less hilly climate. If you're going the other way, it's much more flat. But in this direction, we get the S-curves up first. Take out another sign. We're just doing the council in for as many signs as we can make them pay for. S-curves at the start, indeed. Doesn't matter to me. Love it in both directions. Big brake to make sure we get the thing in. Handles very well, copes with the high braking and turn in. Backlash is ahead of Dylan and Paris right now in his 550. Hopefully he can maintain that. Open up our gap here a little bit. These seem to be the hairpins that they're best in. They struggle a lot at Corsica, struggle a lot at Monte Carlo, but they seem to be okay here in the hairpins, so that's interesting. Start to get to some of the more slippery track now. Starting to snow. Just barely. Still don't need to go too fast, take too many chances, too many risks. How many races have we gotten damage in now these first 7? 3? 2 or 3? 2 for sure. Light damage in the 1. And heavy damage at Autobahn. I don't remember how many other ones we've gotten damage. No more than 1. We haven't had damage more than 3 times for sure. Hopefully we can have no damage in these last 2 either. On to the slippery bit we go. Here we go. Here's the ice. Nice and patient, nice and slow, nice and smooth, and no rush whatsoever. As I say that, we're going to drive right into the fence hard, pretty hard at least. Get through the villagey bit with the walls that can come out and bite you. No damage, thankfully, but a big slide off the track. Thankfully, we gather it up. We can get going with forward momentum again. This car will really grip up here when we get onto the sticky stuff. There it is. It's almost like driving from like non-asphalt onto asphalt, honestly. We'll jump in by the helicopter here. It's probably not faster. I have no idea if it's faster actually, but it makes me feel cool to drive underneath a big helicopter like that, even though it's way oversized. Maybe it is faster, who knows, but still in good shape, good gap. Still happy with the pace. Knock on wood, we don't have any drama here with slippery surface. Here's the lake coming up in another corner or 2. Got a little bit out of shape there, but we're all right. Back onto some more grippy roads here. Avoid the lake, thankfully, so far. Not want to jump too far here. Stay to the right. There we go. Past the lake, that's good. Just leaving the snowiest bits now. Go, a couple stabs of the throttle. We'll take the right-hand road, a little bit shorter, pretty wide, not quite as narrow. Talked about this before. Carry quite a lot of speed through here if you're precise and get your lines correct. If you get it wrong, though, you are going to go absolutely flying off these little cliffs and hills that you see here. A little bit of a game freeze there. Apologize for that. Big gaps. Wingnut seems to have had a struggle. He's all the way back by Steel. I think we might have warped through that sign. That was interesting. A little bit of a break here, not to get too much air over that. There we go. Again, same deal here. Nice little brake to make sure thing sets down. It does. Oh, a little bit of a lift. We're going to just clip that edge, but it's still going to be good. Are we going to get a record today? We do, by 4 1/1000ths of a second. Our best lap ever here at the Alps. Not that we've had that many opportunities, but it is a new track record, so very happy with that.
You won the race.
We did win the race. What was the margin like? Only about 50 seconds and then 1 minute and 20 back to Wingnuts. So pretty much domination there. We have a 3-minute, 13-second lead overall in the rally, which is probably about the time it's going to take the entirety of Zone Industrial. A 10-minute lead back to Paris for last. Oh, new record. Whoops. We'll go look at that. Why not? Nope, that's not what I want. It's this one. I promise I am not an idiot. Barely beat Cove Girl. Is that supposed to be Cover Girl? Cove Girl. And they were in a Carrera 4, so a much more modern, faster car. So happy with that. And just like that, after all this time, no idea how long it's been, probably half an hour or so, we are finally to the end. So Zone Industrial it is, and we will put this Rally of Western Europe or whatever it's called to rest, thankfully. Starting at the end, if you want to think of it that way, reverse, so that's good.
2, 1,
Go, go, go indeed. One final time. Let's see if Leadfoot can give us a challenge here in his yellow Carrera 2.7. I don't think he will. We've had his upper hand in everything except that beginning of, what was it? Was it Côte d'Azur where we had to give up the lead briefly, other than the very first race at, what was that, Schwarzwald? So pretty much had his number, had everybody dominated here in this one. See if we can put one more win on top of it. Oh, not if it goes like that. That's what I was talking about. So I've told you I've had issues with my keys here. It locked hard right there in case you couldn't tell. I don't know what that was, but yeah, we destroyed my poor Porsche. That's why we get the gap. Oh, okay, that's more damage. Why not? We destroyed my poor Porsche there. I don't know what that was. I thought I had all my troubles fixed with the keyboard, but evidently we do not. So, not ideal. We're still in 4th technically here, which is good, I guess. And we're not that far behind, honestly. I'm not going to count us out of this completely yet. The car is very broken, very difficult to drive now. It's leaning to the right quite heavily. But that's what I was talking about. That's why you get your big gaps and you get your lead and build up your margin, because you never know what kind of dumb stuff can happen like that. So just a hideous accident there. I don't exactly know what that was or why, but that's the kind of thing that happens to me when I have things go my way and start talking too much about how much good luck we've had and how much success we've had. I'd still like to try to win this race. I still think we can. Not that far behind. Amazon really struggling with his 930 turbo. We're going to give him a little bit of a hip check there. Apologies, my friend. Not intentional. Might as well throw a little caution to the wind now. Car's already destroyed. It's not going to be that fast. Still think we have a chance to catch up here, though. And with our shortcut to the right here for this next bit, we might be able to rein them in and try to still win this race. It's going to be tough, and we're obviously going to have a big repair bill after this, but I still think we could win, so. Oh my lord. Okay. Now we're killed. Now we're really killed. Now it's absolutely destroyed. Both headlights out. 68% steering damage. It didn't brake straight. It didn't turn straight. It did not do what I wanted it to do. Perhaps to the surprise of nobody. Apparently we have blinkers going there. We'll turn those off. Yeah, so that was a thing. Somehow we're still in 3rd place on the road. And not that far behind. Somehow the car is absolutely killed. This is probably the most destroyed we've seen a car in this playthrough, which is kind of ironic given how the rest of this tournament has gone. It's gone so smoothly for us, just basically no drama other than that wall touch at Autobahn. We come to my favorite track, arguably my best track in the entire game, and absolutely right off this poor RS 2.7 Carrera. Can't be that far behind. Yeah, there's the yellow car right there. So after 2 gigantic flips, unfortunately the track is just about over, so not really a lot of section or time to make up ground here and try to win still. Only got about 2 more corners really here, but unfortunate, but we can give away a little bit of time and still deem it a successful tournament, of course. It's going to be 2nd place here as we come up to the finish line. There's the finish up ahead after this crest. Honestly, we're not that far behind. We're going to end up about 3 seconds back. Yeah, just about 2.5 seconds back. One more huge wall hit for good measure. Why not? What a disaster. That was absolutely awful. I don't know what that was. I don't want to talk about it. We did. Gave up 3 seconds, but no matter, we still take the victory overall. Thank you very much. 400 grand for the tournament victory. We end up winning by 3 minutes and 10 seconds over Leadfoot. So nice 30-minute tournament compilation montage there. Our damage is going to be absolutely insane. 10 grand. What? I expected 50. But no matter. That's okay. Let's go look at new cars. Still the same new cars because we're still playing the club tournaments. So that was a lot of fun. Perfect car for the job. Can't complain one bit. Are we going to drive it again next time? Let's see. That was the Rally of Western Europe that we did. So yeah, now we have the Carrera RS 2.7 Cup. So what is it? 6 races and 3 of them are at Monte Carlos, 4 and 5. We haven't seen 4 yet, I don't think, in the playthrough. So excited for that. Yep, 4 is the one with the weird start-finish line, but we'll deal with that next time out. So I'm excited for that. Then we'll have another hill climb. Only 3 races this time. It's got to be Classic and Golden Era. So we may very well drive this again. We may drive the 944 Turbo just for something different. And then Monte Carlo, same deal. We'll see how it works out. But maybe we'll drive 944 in each of these. But we definitely have to drive the Carrera RS 2.7 next time out again. So glad we repaired it. Glad we're familiar with it. And we'll see how it goes. So appreciate you all so much. Hope you enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun with that one. I had a lot of fun driving through all the good tracks, and I'm still having a blast playing this game. So I hope you're enjoying it. Make sure you drop that like, sub down below, and hope to see you back next week for the next one and everything else we do. So that's going to be it. Till next time, as always. All right, bye.